outside the board with his turning groove. He does it like a natural machine. Who's the bear on guitar? He comes like a star, blowing all the place away. Johnny shows his power, he plays like a giant, bringing more soul to this song. Ricky City's me, you know what I mean. I wanna see this place on fire. So come on, try to do, we all gotta roll. This is it, shake your blood. Shut up, move around, fall over on the floor. Nobody's alone.
Flashback opened in 1997, about 15 years ago. We started as a second-hand shop selling vinyl, CDs and DVDs. Over time we've developed, we've got a second shop in Crouch End now, and we started doing new vinyl about 2 years ago, which has proved very successful. And yeah. Flashback sells all sorts of music. We buy in the best sort of quality of all genres that we can. So we have specialist buyers in reggae and in soul and in rock and in pop, so that we know we have an expert on all genres in the shop. And so we try to just have a whole wide spectrum of music, but have the best of every genre. As far as CDs and vinyl go, we have a whole floor of vinyl downstairs, and we've been slowly selling fewer and fewer copies on CD and DVD of things, and more on vinyl. And in fact, vinyl has developed into the most profitable side of the business, I suppose, but also, yeah, the stuff that has generated the interest and kept the shop going. And so, yeah, we all love vinyl here. It's great. We have all sorts of customers coming in at Flashback, and you might imagine that it's only the people who remember vinyl back from when they were younger. But to be honest, vinyl is very, very fashionable nowadays. You only have to look at any Hollywood movie and you'll see somewhere about half an hour in there'll be a little image of someone putting the needle to the record. And so young people, you know, from 12 upwards come in and buy singles, buy vinyl albums. So we get all age groups. We do get the old dads coming in who remember back in the day buying the vinyl when vinyl was the only medium. But there's a lot of interest from younger folk as well, and it's a very thriving market.
Haggle Vinyl shop in 1999, so it's been open for 12 years. It's an all vinyl record shop. I know nothing about CDs, I know nothing about vinyl, that is when I open the shop, but in 12 years I'm learning a little bit. I know quite a bit about music because my family were in music. My father was a jazz musician in the 1930s playing drums. And my lovely Italian family, my Italian grandmother, she sang opera. But when I opened the shop, I knew nothing at all about records. Because of my background, which was jazz from my parents, my father, I used to listen to jazz, and I used to go to jazz clubs in 1958 and 59. So I understand jazz. I understand jazz better than other sorts of music. So when I opened the shop, I called it Jazz-Based Shop. One friend, he was bringing me in rock records, and all I knew was the Beatles, Bob Dylan, Rolling Stones, and not much else. So why this shop is interesting, and the genres are interesting, is because I've had to learn everything, what I'm doing. I won't just say I sell hip-hop. I want to know, what is this hip-hop? What is drum and bass? What is hardcore? I still listen to a bit of it, but I'm not so sure it will be prominent for many, many years. The point is this: good music sells. Good music is always going to be there. Some things come in fashion and go out of fashion. Ray Charles will always be in fashion. Bob Dylan will always be in fashion. Bob Dylan is a genre all of his own. Good music will always sell. Some music is just fashion, and it will go out. So I try and accommodate everything. But the truth is, I know nothing about drum and bass, hardcore, hip-hop. I listen and I let people buy it. The crisis of business has been exaggerated by the Olympic Games, has caused problems in a big part of London. This is up-to-date news, I'm telling you, and has become even more difficult for all sorts of shops in London to stay open, including shops not vinyl, but other big shops. Personally speaking, I'm 70 years old, I know how to survive. That's the simple answer. I will stay here. If the landlord wants to turn this shop into something like a betting shop, I can't pay that rent, then I go. But if that doesn't happen, I will stay here. Other shops will close, not me.